Hello and welcome back to War Sales. We are in exactly the same place that we left off in beforehand. However, I have returned to achieve vengeance. Yes, vengeance, victory, and all the other wonderful, wonderful V words that we know, which are not many. Anyway, the point is, we are going to go in against 881 troops, and I thought, hey, I've got to show you this. I've got to show you this for sure, because otherwise, it's gonna be a case of me just doing this off screen, and I don't know even if we're gonna be successful. It's gonna be a little bit problematic, but potentially. I'm not sure. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but yeah, I traveled all the way back to my home city. Just basically stood there for a little bit, recruited as many people as I could, got some people out the garrison and all that stuff, and we now have an army that is capable of hopefully doing some damage. And, well, who knows? Maybe achieving victory against an overwhelming opponent. This is a bit of a problem. The fact that we are, once again, on the same on the same battlefield. The battlefield itself is kind of bad for us, to a certain degree. I'm actually going to go up here. Gonna put our forces around about here, put our archers there, infantry in the front. Should be pretty good from that. Hello there. Who are you? I don't know who this is. Oh, never mind. Never mind, you just got murdered. Just got absolutely murdered there. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, generally, we do have thrown weapons, obviously, and our thrown weapons are actually quite dangerous, apparently, according to all of our Nords just absolutely murdering everyone. I think some of them do actually have javelins, maybe. I actually don't know about that. I'm not sure what kind of possible spawn loadouts they can get. If they can get actually javelins and stuff like that, they will be much more effective. But obviously, if we're up against a bunch of infantry and stuff like that, then destroying enemies' shields is indeed the way to go. Oh, nice. There we go. That's what we like to see. All right, so I'm basically just going to leave everyone pretty much where we are right now. Going to put them into a shield wall, because might as well, right? And we're otherwise just going to make sure that we survive as best as we can. I am going to try and maximize my HP in this particular battle. I don't generally tend to do that often. I generally just go, yes, I'm going to run in and murder this guy, and then I take massive damage in the process. And obviously that is indeed a thing, you know, it's an option for us. However, this time around I feel like it's probably a good idea for us to be a little bit careful with it. Actually, you know what? We're not going to move forward, okay? I'm not going to move forward. I am literally just going to tell our people to hold position pretty much around here. Our archers can just fire back if they want to, but otherwise I'm just going to be staying around about here. Let's just zoom things forward a little bit, make sure that we're not losing too many. Yep, as you can see, our archers are actually now starting to do damage, which is really nice. And the funny thing is, this is a thing that we really do need to remind ourselves of. If you think that the battle is going to take longer than a normal amount of time, you will in fact benefit greatly from reducing your own damage taken. If you reduce your damage taken significantly, so much so that you're going to be able to enter into the next battle, you could technically do that. Like, literally, look at what has happened so far. We've lost one person, and he actually just got eliminated. He was just wounded. That's it. He's just wounded. So there's nothing really to worry about there. As well as the fact that our archers have now run out of arrows, which is kind of bad. Not so great. So I was kind of hoping that maybe these guys would run out of arrows a little bit faster than we did, but no, that doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, nice. There we go. We actually killed someone. That is wonderful. And we are now going to get shot to pieces here, which is not exactly great. That's exactly the reason why I wanted to try to expend all of their ammunition, but that doesn't seem to have worked as intended, so oh dearie me. Okay, well, that's going to be a bit of a problem then, isn't it? But it's okay. We can just do some damage very nice and easily here. Try to kill some of these elite cataphracts, move in and try to murder these archers. Whoa, okay, yeah, okay, fine. See, now that's exactly what I'm talking about. we do not want to do that. I didn't think they had any arrows left. They didn't seem to be shooting at us. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that's very, very interesting indeed. Let's get our forces to move forward here. I'm going to try to maintain this amount of HP. I know, I said that already. Yes, I did technically say that. But we are going to try to be a little bit careful here. Make sure that we're just going to do a little bit of damage here and there and then just move away. And we're just going to move our forces into the enemy. I think we're probably going to... Should I just tell everyone to charge? I feel like telling everyone to charge right now, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the play. Because sometimes you really do want to just charge in straight up if you have the advantage. We may, in fact, have the advantage right now. You know what? Let's do it. Everyone's going to charge. Everyone's going to charge. We're going to put them all into a line formation. Let's do it. Yeah, those crossbowmen probably going to be kind of dangerous for us. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, if I can just eliminate more of these guys, that's good. Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to get focused a little bit now, but that's okay. We don't have to worry too much. As long as I don't get shot in the face, I should be fine. I am going to switch to my thrown weapons, I think. Ooh, nice. Got that Imperial crossbowman. Perfect. I was totally aiming for him. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we are going to... Apparently, everyone is running away. Yes, yes. They do seem to be running away. How many have we killed? I'm unsure of this. I am unsure of this. We've killed 200, actually. 200 out of the 800 that the opponent has. I think we probably have this in the bag as a result of this. I think so. I mean, look at that. 200 damage just from that. And I didn't even have a significant amount of speed or anything like that. So very, very impressive damage from our thrown weapons. And I'm going to try, obviously, to get as many kills as possible with them. Every single time we unleash one, we have the opportunity to get a kill. So I kind of like to be as accurate as possible if I can. Kill that guy. There we go. He's not that high level, unfortunately. These fellows are not that worth it. I'd like to kill that one over there if at all possible. Ooh, bad miss. Okay, yeah, that's not really gonna work. Oh, I cannot believe that one. Okay, I couldn't believe that miss. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, that's all the thrown weapons I have for today, friends. Yes. Okay, yeah, well, this should be pretty easy for us now. I think we should be absolutely fine. It shouldn't technically kill us anymore. I think we should be completely fine, as in, I think we're going to win this from this point onward. We have just eliminated way too many of the really high-level troops, and I do think we are going to lose a couple of people here, but this is 100% worth, I think, committing to at this point. We do have, obviously, Alder, who is helping us with a massive amount of medicine skill, and that is fundamentally just making so much difference. It's really helping us so much. It is insanely good. Otherwise, I think we are fine here. There isn't anything else for us to do, as you can see right there. Look at that. Yeah, 400. I don't think I need to worry. I am going to get a little bit in the back of the battlefield here. I don't usually like to do this. I usually like to go until the very end because I like to experience the entire battle. I don't really like to hide because I feel like that's not exactly fun. You know, it isn't very fun to hide away in the background here, but yeah, kind of have to, I guess. Kind of have to for this point in time because we are... Ooh, hello. We're getting some enemies coming at us. Okay, that's interesting. Usually they don't do that. Okay, there we go. Got some more people coming in. Are these guys having some problems? Yes, we are going to tell everyone to hold fire for the moment. We do not want them to hold position. It seems as though my forces have all gotten eliminated in the distance here. So we will have to... yes, we will have to come at them again with fresh people and make sure that we can go straight on in. Okay, so we've lost literally 0 Huskarls, which I find very weird. What's actually going on with that? There's no way we've lost 0 Huskarls, right? If that is indeed the case, then we're playing with a disadvantage. It's actually kind of strange. I don't know what's happening with that, because technically we should be spawning in with pretty much every single Huskar we have. and they are exceptional. I mean, we have 160 or something like that of them. I don't know. We have a lot of them at the very least, and I'm kind of a bit perplexed as to why they are not in here. I mean, yeah, we have some of them, but that must be a bug, surely, right? We've got 48 of them, and they've gotten 0 kills. That doesn't make any sense, right? That does not make any sense. So I'm thinking that that's a bug or something. It must be, because there's no way they can have only 0 kills. Yeah, but we should be absolutely fine now. And yeah, I think I can probably zoom once again. Can I? I just wanted to make sure that we were actually going to achieve victory here. Do we have... Yeah, look. There we go. There's all our Huskarls. We've got 48 of them. They should technically have gotten so many more kills. Very, very surprising. Okay. As I said, unit spawn priority is on default. And I'm going to show you my party, actually. I'm going to show you my party just so that you can actually see that I do have it set up accurately enough. I do have it set up properly. Going to just continue, I guess, taking her prisoner. Because I want to make sure that these guys don't come back immediately and try to attack us. It is kind of annoying when that happens, I gotta say. Alright, so yeah, we should be completely fine. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I should take some prisoners. Because I did just recruit a whole bunch and try to, you know, try to convert them to our side, shall we say. And we are otherwise just going to do, yeah, something like that. There we go. And we're just going to do this. There you go. Look at that. Massive amounts of level ups from all of our low tier troops that obviously I went and recruited. And we are now having a much better time of things. So the question is, do I want to take all of this? I think I will. We have loads of food. Unfortunate for us, that is going to weigh us down once again. I did try to kind of clear up my inventory a little bit. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, there's no way these guys are going to... There's no way they're going to come in, right? Are they going to come in? I mean, this is a thing that we just have to kind of be a little bit aware of. They might charge in once again. I need to keep an eye on things a little bit here. And we'll see if they decide to... Ah, they did! Interesting. Okay, they went in with the garrison. Okay, that's really, really interesting. Okay, so that means... Let's actually... Oh, I can't even look at my army right now. That is so sad. I wanted to see whether we could deal with the Huskar. We've had a child! Oh, that's great! Oh, look at that. Okay, that is amazing. There we go. So we have finally... We finally produced an heir, which is wonderful. That means that we don't have anything to worry about. That means we can die anytime now, kind of, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure how long it's going to take the child to advance in age, but you know, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, okay, let's do this. So as you can see, I actually have just Nord Berserkers, Hearthguards, Shield Companions. Why do I only have these? Why do I only have these guys? I feel like there's a bug going on with Nord Huskarls. It feels like a bug to me because I should technically have all of my Nord Huskarls in here, and because they're at the top. They're at the top of my army list. And I mean, I think you saw that when we were on the rescuing prisoners screen and all that wonderful stuff. You know, they were right there. You know, it makes sense that they're right there because they're at the top, obviously. So it's kind of strange. Very, very strange indeed. Okay, can I hit someone? Ooh, no, we didn't hit anyone? Really? Okay, I actually thought that was going to hit really, really nicely, but no, apparently not. Okay, let's do some damage. Okay, nice. Yeah. Whoa, okay, that was interesting. Kind of surprised I didn't hit anyone there again. Ooh, nice hit. Oh, yeah, that was perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, no, that wasn't. Nice. Anytime I can kill one of those elite Imperial, you know, cataphracts, or even the non-elite version, that's always nice. Okay, so let's actually put my forces round about here. This is going to be perfect. Let's put our archers over there as well. Let's put them into a shield wall formation while we can. And I think we should probably... I don't even think we really need to be that active in the battle ourselves. I think we can kind of just relax here a little bit. Just let our archers do some of the work and try to injure the cavalry somewhat. And we could also just kind of stick around here. I think this seems pretty decent. I mean, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying to have to deal with these guys once again on the same battlefield. I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't have to do that, but maybe we can force them into a retreat situation. I think that would be fantastic. Okay, let's continue to move forward here. Let's get our archers to come a little bit closer as well. And I'm kind of hoping that the cavalry is going to charge, but there's no way they're going to do that, is it? No, there's no way. All right. Looks like I'm going to have to speed through their quivers, I guess, or something. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, as you can see, our archers are now starting to do some damage. The enemy is actually starting to do some damage to us as well. But I'm just going to speed through a lot of the initial preamble here, because I don't really want to have to deal with the enemy's archers and their arrows. So we're just going to let them expend all of them. And as you can see, it does seem to have worked, surprisingly enough. I'm actually very weirded out by that. I would have expected our shields to be completely and utterly destroyed in that time. But apparently that did not happen. Apparently that did not happen at all. So it looks as though we are doing absolutely fantastically right now. So this means everything. Oh yes, this means everything. So now all I need to do is just charge in here and absolutely miss everyone with every single slash. That's absolutely perfect. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, great. And otherwise, okay, this might be a bit dicey actually. I should not do this. Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's tell our forces to charge in. Tell these guys to charge in. Tell these guys to charge in as well. Actually, just tell everyone to charge in. Might as well. And we'll put them into a line formation as well. I don't really want them to actually use their thrown axes, so I'm going to tell them to hold fire too. I don't really want them to do that. It's a bit unfortunate that our forces were not able to kill that many of the enemy's cavalry. It would have been really, really nice if they would have been able to succeed at doing that. Because you can see here, look at how many they actually have. They have an insane amount of cavalry that are really quite effective. And it is making things extremely difficult for us right now. But that's okay. We should be fine as long as I don't get focused. I am getting focused though, obviously, because that's great. That's usually what happens, isn't it? Okay, so let's actually see what happens here. My morale is absolutely fine. And we do have to bear in mind that we are not actually running with Huskarls. This is the issue here. I don't know. I don't know why we're having such an issue with this. But yeah, I'm going to tell my forces to hold position here. I'm just going to tell them to consolidate a little bit. I want to make sure that we are close to our reinforcement zone as much as we can be, at least. And that's the one thing we've got to realize right here. We're not actually with any Huskarls. We have very, very few Huskarls on the field. We've got, I mean, it says 44, but that's actually incorrect. That is not right. We do not have 44 on the field unless they've just spawned. If they have just spawned, then it is very likely that they are... Yep, no, there we go. There they are. So they come in the second wave, which is very, very strange. I'm not sure why that is. Let's tell my forces to charge in once again. As you can see, they are now going to be charging all of these fellows, hopefully murdering them extremely easily, and hopefully I'll be able to avoid getting myself murdered. Oh, nice. That was a good hit as well. Love that. Got to be a bit careful of those infantry on the ground as well. They are having a lot of pole arms, and we don't really want to get poked in the face and die from our own speed bonus, do we? That would be pretty terrible. If I can maybe cause a little bit of damage with my Terror perk, I would be very pleased about that. Unfortunately, it is quite difficult to do damage when you have such a small amount of HP. You can't really commit as hard as you would have normally if you had full HP, of course. But we can try to eliminate a handful of people here. And obviously, because we are using it two-handed, it does, on horseback that is, it does have an increased effect, which is extremely nice. Okay, oh, I was kind of hoping I'd be able to at least kill one of those cavalry. I did get one of them, but it was the lowest level. Not very nice, but oh well. Can't really do much about that. Maybe we can... Ooh, there we go. Yes, nice, nice, nice. That is perfect. Maybe we can do a little bit more. Yeah, no. Nope, nope. Yeah, the angle was just completely off right there. Completely off. Maybe we can do damage to this guy. Oh, his shield's gone. His shield's gone. He's gone. He's off his mount. That's perfect. Alright, let's consolidate once again. I just want to make sure that we're all fighting together, because I think that's going to be the secret to our victory here. I want to make sure that we're also out of range, or out of view, shall we say, out of line of sight of the enemy's archers as we approach. I want to make sure that we have as much lead time as possible when it comes to showing ourselves, because I obviously don't want to get ourselves in view before we have a little, very, very small distance to cover, so we can be in their faces immediately. And that's going to be great. So if I can actually do that, that would be nice. Let's actually tell our forces to move forward against those guys over there. Doing very little damage here, unfortunately. I might actually die at this point. Let's be a little bit careful. Okay, a little bit of damage. Not too bad, not too bad. And I'm just going to continue moving my forces down here. We're getting focused down a little bit too hard right there. Yeah, we're taking a little bit too much damage, but I think we should be okay. Maybe if I just hide a little bit here. As I said, I don't really like hiding that much. I feel like that's kind of a bit meh, but you know, if we kind of need to, then I might as well, right? I mean, look, we've killed 600 of the enemies. I don't even know how many they had. 900 or something like that. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so... Oh, hello! What are you doing here? What are you doing here, you absolute imbecile? You should get out of here. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, I need to be a little bit careful. Make sure that we don't actually get ourselves killed, even though I am actually extremely low in HP anyway. I probably wouldn't be able to join the next battle as it is. But yes, as you can see, as soon... As soon as our Huskarls join the battle, everything starts going our way, in comparison to having Nord Berserkers and, well, basically any other kind of unit. It's so funny as well because, as I said, my army is... Well, I mean, look, I have my Huskarls at the very top here. They are at the very top, so I don't understand why my Berserkers would be spawned in first. That doesn't make any sense, because first of all, the Nord Huskarls, even if I had unit spawn prioritization on high tier, they would obviously spawn the Huskarls in first, right? So they would spawn all of them in first, and they wouldn't give me any archers, which is the problem, you see. That's the reason why I don't really like using high tier unit prioritization spawning, spawning behavior, in comparison to using... the way that it is by default, which is to basically just, zoom in a bunch of people that are the highest tier with a bit of a balance. You're going to have a bit of a balance there. So technically, we should be having Huskarls, these guys, the Sturgian Druzniks, as well as the Vlandian Banner Knights, and then some Berserkers. But we're obviously getting some archers as well, which is really, really nice too. I personally appreciate having some archers in there, but I'm just kind of a bit weirded out by the fact that we haven't gotten very lucky in that regard. I don't know. It's a bit strange, a bit weird. Anyway, let's move on. And well, not actually sure what to really do here. This is an insane weapon, by the way. Probably one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. It's an extremely good weapon. I'm actually wondering whether I should use this in general. Actually, you know what? Let's try it out. I think it's fun. Why not? Let's go for it. The Manevlion, as I say, is an exceptional weapon. It is so extremely versatile, and it can be very, very damaging. And as you can see, because we obviously achieved victory in the field battle when the garrison... sallied out, we now have Saniopa under our control, which is amazing. So there you go. And as you can see, it is a completely 100% upgraded town, which is amazing in itself. Look at its prosperity as well, by the way. Its prosperity is literally higher than my home base, which is amazing if you think about it, you know, because I have been building that thing up for the entire playthrough, basically, and we have only now just gotten to a prosperity that is actually, well, in the last, you know, couple of episodes, it's only then starting to actually pay off quite dramatically, and, well, I'm going to be going for irrigation here, I think. Or, actually, you know what, let's keep festivals and games on for a little bit of time. Oh, are these guys going to come in? They might decide to come in. No, they're not. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so the owner of Saniopa, people want that to be me. I'm not entirely convinced that I want to take it. I mean, I'm going to be making so much money as a result of that, and it's going to be kind of bonkers, to be honest. Do I want to do... Okay, fine. Fine. You know, if I want to make another vassal, then what we can do is we can... give that to them. You know, we can promote them with the fief if we want to do that. And, well, as it stands, there you go. Okay, so we are now the owner, which is hilarious. I certainly wasn't expecting to be, but there you are. Okay, so, yeah, how's the loyalty doing? Well, the loyalty is not doing so good, because obviously the food situation is pretty bad here. Yeah, that's the one thing that obviously we had a little bit of an advantage in, so we're just going to be giving a whole bunch of grain here. Whoa, loads of money. How do they have so much cash? Wow, they have loads and loads of cash in here. Okay, that is actually only good. That is only good for us. So I will be just, you know, transferring a whole bunch of stuff there. I guess we can start selling some of these. And we should probably start selling some of these as well. Did I just sell something really, really good there? I don't think so, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I sold some harpoons, but I don't think that's actually what I was talking about. Okay, so yeah, otherwise I think we are fine. And that's another 127,000 in cash, which obviously we don't need. That's the reason why generally I feel like it would be very cool if we had something else to spend our money on. Obviously, there are a number of ways that you can spend money later in the game. Like you can, I think you can convert clans with money. As far as I'm aware, I think that's what you can do once they have no faction. I could be wrong about that. Maybe that's a mod thing or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyway, let's actually see. Uplifting Spirit, plus 10 party size. I think that sounds pretty cool. We're going to do that. And we are now very, very pleased with what we've done here, because we now just have one castle and one town remaining. Obviously, Diathma is going to be insanely difficult to take. In my opinion, at least, I think it's going to be insanely difficult. Let's see. Tiliana. Let's see. Where are you? Are you the leader of your clan? No, Gifor is the leader of the clan. Okay, what about Miron? Is Miron in this one? No, he's not. Miron. Okay, we haven't seen him. He's backing... he's got Incuria. Wow, these guys have so many people. This is actually crazy. They have so many people. Okay, so what we're going to do... We now have a child, as you can see right here. And this child actually hilariously has a Nord name. That's quite funny considering Martira is not a Nord. So must have been just following our culture, I suppose. Must have been following our culture or something like that. But there you go. We can change the child's name as well if we want to. I don't think I will though for the moment. Okay, let's go and speak to this guy if we can. Are you really gonna run? Are you really gonna run? Okay, you are apparently gonna run. Okay, wait. Ferga literally just got a marriage offer. This is kind of perfect. Age 49. Well, that's kind of not what we're going for right there. We're not really going for that. Even though Ferga is actually age 50 now. Isn't that insane? And, I mean, she technically would become a vassal of ours, but obviously this is kind of harsh for us. So I'm going to say no, unfortunately. I would have liked to have said yes, but it's just so late in the game now. We kind of need to make good decisions for the future of the faction. which is going to be a bit difficult to do in the first place. Anyway, and as you can see, we're actually getting 40,000, 45,000 actually in cash every single day right now, which is pretty crazy in itself. And I think, shall we try to call for an army? We could try to do this. They are very far away, as you can see right here, which is not exactly great. Let's just call these, let's call these guys. There we go. Let's just call all of those. Because I'm going to need them to finish off the Northern Empire's towns. I mean, almost for certain. It's actually insane how difficult sometimes taking these towns actually is, especially considering the fact that there are so many vassals. If we were executing right now, obviously that would be a little bit easier, maybe, to a certain degree. The Vlandians did end up dying relatively fast, so I guess it's not too bad, but they did have some pretty harsh situations to spring upon us, even despite me executing almost every single one of them. Okay, so let's wait for our people, and then we'll go in. Alright, so we're converting a couple more prisoners here, and basically, Saniopa has come under siege. So that's obviously a problem. However, I think we should probably be okay. All I really need to do is starve out the garrison here, immediately go in, and then rush over to Saniopa as fast as we can. I don't think we're going to be in time, you know, with the amount of time that I've played the game. I really don't think that there's going to be anything we can do about preventing Saniopa from being taken. The only thing we can do is hope our AI friends actually do something. Kalitos has literally been... Are you serious that he was taken prison? Kalitos, really. That is a very funny situation to be in, isn't it? Anyway, what a wonderful turn of events that is. Anyway, I highly doubt we're going to be able to make it there in time. We would be probably able to if we stopped the siege right now, but I don't really want to do that. I actually want to go in there straight away. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually build the siege towers too. I want to build that and the battering ram because I would ideally like to starve out the garrison and then go in straight away. If the starvation starts to kick in kind of quickly, then that would be nice. If it doesn't, then that's obviously going to be a bit annoying. Let's see. Can we... Whoa, they're actually destroying my trebuchets really, really easily here. Yeah, these are the catapults that have more HP than the default kind, and so what happens is you're not actually able to kill them in one hit from one trebuchet, like you're normally able to. So it's now basically creating so much more damage output for these guys in the defensive effort. I'm hoping that Zelata is going to do something. She's formed an army here. This is kind of also the reason why I generally tend to like leaving my AI friends to do whatever they want to do, because in this case they would maybe have been able to go over to Saniopa and actually provide us with a significant defense. But as it stands, we don't currently have that option, so yeah, that's the problem here. I could have gone in, I guess. I could have just gone straight on in. That may have been the way to go. Okay, what are they doing? Are they actually coming in? Yeah. They're charging us right now? They are charging us right now. Okay, so the question is, do we want to face 1,146 troops plus however many people they have here? Well, the answer to that is obviously no. So we are going to literally go straight on in right now. There are no catapults or anything like that, so that's really, really nice. We can just get rid of all the trebuchets. And then I can just go straight on in. This is going to be a little bit dicey. I mean, maybe a bit dicey. It depends. I think we can probably do massive damage if our forces have decent enough quality troops. We might be okay to literally just go straight on in there. Let's actually see. Where am I? I'm here. Okay. I want to be the captain of this. So far, this doesn't seem that impossible. I think we might be able to do this with, hopefully, I was gonna say minimal casualties, but I highly doubt that. I think we're probably gonna be taking quite a great deal of casualties, but here's the cool thing. If we can capture this, that means that the Northern Empire is pretty much 2 breaths away from their demise. because all that we need to do then is recapture Saniopa. More than likely, it's already been taken. I think it already has. So that's going to be a problem. But yeah, apart from that, that's it. Then it's just the castle, and the castle is going to be mighty easy to deal with. So we don't have to worry about that either. And as you can see, we're now using the Navaldion. I love this weapon. It is such an amazing weapon to use, and it's so unassuming. It is such an unassuming weapon that you would never think, oh yeah, that weapon sucks. You know, I mean, you'd never think that after using it, because as soon as you see it, you think to yourself, actually, wait a minute, these stats are remarkably good. They are really, really good. And from my perspective, I feel like they are... I think it's just too good. It's just too good to say no to be honest. Because look at what I'm able to do here. Look at this. I mean, obviously, I have a high-tier character that is literally fully maxed out in regards to polearm skill. So the damage that I'm doing right now is, of course, exaggerated to a degree. But just look at what I'm able to do here. I am able to hit these guys from so far away. This is also a wonderful weapon to use on horseback too. Just bear that in mind. Imagine that. Imagine you can use this on horseback too. And then all of a sudden it turns into one of the greatest weapons ever. Because you're able to thrust with it, obviously, as you can see right here. You're able to use slashing attacks with it as well. Because usually, the funny thing is, usually slashing-based weapons are not going to be that good when it comes to thrusting. And I'm talking about polearms here. And vice versa. If you have a slashing weapon, most of the time, it's not going to be fantastic for using thrusting. Sometimes, yeah, sure, they're going to have, you know, middling damage. They're going to have regular amounts of damage, you know, that they can do. But most of the time, they're going to be good at one or the other. The Navaldion is good at both. Oh, yeah. It is good at both, and it is so fun to use. It really is. Because right now, I'm randomly kind of slashing at the opponent here. And because of the increased reach that we have with this, in comparison to our axe, it's making it a lot easier for me to connect hits. Like, I'm literally getting hits that I wouldn't have expected to make with the axe. I have gotten used to using the axe now in regards to it being such a low reach weapon, or a lower reach weapon at least, and I need to stand pretty close, you know? I need to stand pretty close by to the opponent to be able to do anything. But with this weapon, that is not the case. I can literally just go, as I say, straight on in, kind of randomly slashing ahead of me here, and I can make hits almost every single time, just because the reach is so nice. I think I'm just much more used to a weapon like this that has a kind of significant reach to it in comparison to the shorter reach, even though, funnily enough, I have been using that axe for quite some time, but I really do feel a lot more comfortable with a weapon like this that actually has a reach that is higher than 130 or so, because this is this should be 160, right? I think this is about 160. Maybe not so much when you're using it with slashing, but yeah, it's pretty much about that. So generally, I think that is immense. And I think if you haven't tried out a Navaldion ever before, if you're playing the game, I think you do need to, you need to give it a go. You need to give it a go, because it is very, very nice. And yeah, sure, there are other polearms that can do a very, very nice job in slashing and so on and so forth, but this is pretty much the only one that I've seen from my perspective that can do pretty much everything you would want. So, you know, as I say, it can stop cavalry with its thrusts. It can do damage in sieges, like you can see right here. It can literally do anything you want on horseback. It's good in infantry combat as well, and it's just, yeah, it's great. I think this is it might even... Is it the best weapon in the game? I don't know. I don't know. I think it depends on your preferences, on your personal preferences, I suppose. But yeah, I would say that most of the time, yeah, this is probably one of the greatest weapons that you can get. Wow, nice. Getting some nice laser snipes right there. That's pretty cool. Usually I'm not really... well, I mean, it depends. Sometimes I'm going to be able to do some pretty nice damage with the thrown weapons, but most of the time not so much. But yeah, this is basically a foregone conclusion right here. I can basically just hide in the corner. Hide in the corner like a brave individual and just let my forces do their thing. because as you can see, it's just kind of a formality at this point. I don't really need to do any damage myself, because if I continue to do damage here, I'm, well, going to just steal experience. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to steal experience from our people. As you can see, literally, look at that. I got 94 kills. Basically did not much at all, you know. I mean, I went in there, did some damage, and that was pretty much it. We can go in as well to the keep, and might as well have some fun inside there, because I am very healthy right now, so let's do it. We're going to be using our one-handed here as well. Obviously, having a one-handed with a low reach, absolutely perfect for this kind of situation. Look at that damage as well. Look at that damage. Absolutely incredible. I think it does actually apply. I think those Mariner perks actually do apply when you're not on the ocean waves. Like, for example, the 50% armor penetration increase. I think that does actually seem to be working, which is kind of incredible if you think about it. 50% armor penetration as a baseline. I love that. That's such a nice bonus, because there are a lot of perks in the game that literally just give you 2%. And I'm just thinking to myself, whenever I think, oh yes, 2%, that's wonderful. No, I am always thinking to myself, 2% is absolutely terrible. Why would I, you know, it doesn't seem that exciting, you know what I mean? And there are a number of perks that are in the game that do that, which is kind of sad, you know? It's kind of sad, because a lot of these perks could just be reworked a little bit. Just give, you know, 10%, 15%, something like that. Something kind of a little bit, shall we say, substantial. And it's going to be so much more satisfying when you finally get to that level. You know, finally get to that skill level, and then you're like, yes, I actually have, you know, 15% increase of blah, 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 or whatever it is. You know, it's some kind of cool thing. Anyway, we're just going to take every single person that we can here. I'm just trying to maximize my conversion as much as I can, at least. And let's actually see here. I don't really want to wear that if I can help it. Do we gain anything from that? 11? Let's actually see. We're going to gain 6 and then 2, so that's 8. No, that is not enough from a roar perspective. I might be able to give Martyra this, though. This is better. Yep, this is better for her. There we go. Perfect. That is wonderful. We'll take all the rest, because we obviously took the town just now, which is perfect too. And we can now show mercy once again. Funnily enough, we're obviously going to be losing some relation with our people here, because that's just how it goes. And, yes, as you can see, this was not looked after very well. Yeah, it has very bad loyalty. It's got extremely, well, I mean, some of it's okay, you know, it's got decent-ish upgrades, but you can see here that the fortifications weren't even done. So you literally just have a level 1 wall, which is not exactly great. We can maybe do a little bit of selling here. 91,000, I guess that's okay. Let me actually just see here. What is heaviest? The shields? The shields might be heaviest to a certain degree. Yeah, I mean, I can obviously just sell a huge amount of this stuff, which probably would make sense anyway. And there we go, 91,000, pretty nice. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to wait here for a little bit of time. As you can see, Saniopa... Oh, there we go, Martyra is now pregnant once again. That is absolutely fantastic, look at that. So we're getting another child on the way immediately. By the way, I did not even respec. I did not even... Oh. Oh. Did I just take that anyway? I must have taken that a long time ago, because I thought to myself, I'm never going to do a tournament. So apparently I didn't do a tournament. That is quite funny. 30% more likely to have children. Okay, well, there you go. I did not respec. That was literally always there for some reason. I guess I must have, I don't know, seen into the future or something like that, or predicted that I was going to have issues with that. Anyway, I'm not actually going to take Diathema for myself. I'm going to give this to Thule or give it to Zilata or something like that. I mean, I'm not sure. She's doing pretty well right now. He's doing fantastic too. As you can see, he has loads and loads of towns. So I will give that to Zilata instead. I think she probably needs the cash in comparison to me and in comparison to Thule. And anytime you can give someone a huge amount of cash, especially a vassal, they are really going to make good use of it. So, yeah, kind of hoping that maybe that's going to happen as we go forward here and maybe try to retake Saniopa. Maybe we can actually let our forces do their own thing now, because as you can see, they have had their forces dwindle slightly. I don't know how many they have left in here, and I am going to, well, as you can see, they actually left massive amounts of people in here. Yeah, I'm going to disband the army. going to just let people do whatever they want to do right now, and we'll call them again if we need to. But I think it's probably important that they go and just recruit some more people, because they just placed massive amounts of people in the garrison so that we actually get this prevented from being retaken almost immediately. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.